Hey there friends, welcome back to another Monday Runday. So very quick update before we get into the subject matter. I had a digital meltdown about, 2 weeks ago. My computer, it's a long story, it's not worth this, but anyway, I ended up buying a lot of new equipment and in the process lost a whole lot of my, the videos that I'd made. Mr. Vincent, if you could not, a whole bunch of my videos that I had made previously, so that's the hiatus, that's what's going on. I'm trying to catch up, want to do some recipe videos and all the things I talked about, but basically just sort of taking it week by week. So anyway, today's topic is about
Butts.
butts.
So I filmed a little bit, hopefully you can add that.
Okay, thanks. Hopefully it's up while we were talking just then, because this is what they do to us. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so now when you go into a race, you got to focus on your butt in more ways than one. The first one is the ever popular running. Why are you eating paper?
Why are you eating? Don't eat paper.
Lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Ever popular running trots.
Yes, running trots.
And then the second one is butt chafage. So we actually filmed this video before, but she lost it in her
digital
media
void
incompetence
breakdown.
So today we're going to do it again. So now with me, I got it down to a pretty good science.
Okay, let's hear this.
Now less than 6 miles, I don't really have to worry about chafing, but that will be the second part. The first part is, bathroom breaks. Now if it's in the afternoon, I definitely have to go before because it takes about right at 3 miles. It's like, okay, I'm ready. But if I go before, I'm usually fine. Now, even if you don't have to go, you probably should, especially if it's a race, because if you're the guy squeezing your cheeks together running towards the porta potty, it's a bad deal.
Because you don't know if you're going to make it. Someone might be in there squatting. Someone might have gone before you, and you absolutely cannot use that one until you've mopped it down. You don't want to wait to the critical mass.
Yeah, and because a lot of people at the races, I've heard them say, "Oh, don't touch the seat," so they hover over it and just shit all over the seat.
Spray.
So that, so that kind of ruins your day because then you have to wait in the porta potty line again. But the point is, that's important, and you got to watch what you eat the night before so that you don't have a bad time.
Case in point, guacamole the day before the Houston half.
Yes.
Check out that video.
Okay, so we got that out of the way. So if it's in the morning, I usually go once before we leave the house and then once when we get there, just because that's how my body likes to work. You may be able to get away with one, like some of us that are good. So that's the problem, and if you forget this or think it's gross, you may want to rethink it, because
you do have to plan these things out, because your body, when you're pushing yourself that hard, and not just the balancing, take into account the heat, take in the massive amount of calories that you're taking in that are probably less complex, so they're going through you faster. I mean, your body reacts differently, so you may think that you have a solid system and you're a regular, but by mile 16, you don't know who you are.
Yeah, I mean, even if you've never had a problem before, it's coming. Eat something weird, something semi-spoiled.
Yeah, my first half marathon back in running was I was like, oh my god, it's like I'm channeling you the whole race, and you didn't have those problems.
Yeah, so that kind of covers that for the moment. And let me just tell you, if you fart and a little comes out when you're running towards the bathroom, you're gonna chafe pretty hard, just no matter what you do. Don't feel like you aren't the one I'm talking about. Okay, so then we got to talk about chafing. So obviously, chafing is some people don't have a problem, but I do.
I do.
You wear those kind of compressive clothes and they squeeze everything together, and even if you don't, you just have flabby bits for even up to after about 6 miles. It gets kind of, I can tell something happened, but if I go for a half or something, it's brutal. So there's a number of products that you can use. I like Trail Toes. Hashtag not sponsored, obviously.
We're not sponsored by anybody.
Because this is based off petroleum jelly, But Vaseline is just so tacky. This has other stuff in it that makes it easier to smooth and comes off your hands easy and all that.
I don't like it. I don't think it stays on very well.
But this is technically made for your feet when you're doing trail runs. So it comes in these handy packages, which when we bought them at the time were cheaper than the little tubs. And obviously more sanitary. And so you put this in there and you get in between, but don't get it
Side note,
inside.
and I'm going to say a word that's inappropriate, but actually the actual definition is, so a crotch is any place on your body where there is a crease. So this is a crotch. This is a crotch. So behind your knee is a crotch. So you want to get into the crotches, the crevices, the caverns.
That had absolutely nothing to do with what I was talking about.
You were doing the universal symbol for get up in there.
Okay, well, the point is, if you get up in there too much, some of this stuff can act like a laxative, and because obviously you're running and it'll creep its way in there, and
This
avoid
is your
that.
story. That's not me.
Okay, but yeah, you put this kind of in between, not getting too far up there, and it'll help, and you won't have any problems no matter how far you go. But if you do have to go to the bathroom, or if you're running like an ultra or something over like a marathon, you may want to stop in the middle and reapply, because it's not really, it won't come off with sweat, but it'll go and kind of lose its effectiveness.
Yeah. Or if you're a woman and you're like having to, you actually wipe yourself post restroom, it's not going to stay.
Okay, well, whatever. This, no one cares.
It's true.
Yeah, but these, you come in, I think I used one of these in like 3 races. But, you open it, apply to your feet, your nipples, your nethers, and then just put it in a little Ziploc and put it in your pocket and carry it with you. And that way, if you have any chafing issues with your neck, whatever, you got a little something with you. Some people use Body Glide, but I mean, how are you going to carry this with you? I mean, it's good for putting it on pre-race if you're doing something short, but I'm sure they have little things, but I don't like Body Glide as much, and obviously you do, because first one you bought, and it's still more than halfway full.
It just didn't stay. You would put it on and you'd feel a nice layer, and then, I don't know, 5 minutes later, before the race even starts, you can't feel it anymore.
Yeah, so there's that. And then there's also cycling cream, which I have his, but I can't find him. This is hers, and they're kind of different formulas. If you look at this, second ingredient is mineral oil, which is what they make suppositories out of. So this one is really bad. It kind of is like the opposite effect, even if you use it on a chamois when you're racing or doing bike rides. But I mean, the guy's stuff has a different formula.
It does, but for obvious reasons, it does.
But yeah, this is good. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than this, like per ounce, or even this. But you gotta watch that. I mean, you can try it if you want, but I had several bad experiences. Fortunately, I did it on training runs, so it wasn't a race.
I didn't have bad experiences with the herb, but again, it really,
I think you did, because we bought 2 of them and they're both still full.
I happen to hate cycling. That's why they're both still full, because cycling sucks.
So anyway, the point is, if your butt does chafe, you're going to have a bad time in the shower, going to the bathroom, even walking, because, I mean,
it hurts.
Anytime your chafe parts touch each other, it really hurts, and you can't do anything about that.
It burns. You sit down in the bathtub and you just scream. It'll get better, but it hurts so bad.
So, I guess the point is, no one likes to really talk about it, but you got to take care of it. And it may not seem important until it is important.
Yeah, then you're stuck.
Then it's just what happens. So, don't know this because I'm smart.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this little video. Glad to be back. Good to see you all. Let us know what you think, and we will see you next Monday Runday.